Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to another full and fun day of streaming, my friends. We're in the second half of the streaming week now. Very long streaming week for me. 7 straight days. This is day 4 of 7. Welcome, my friends, to the stream today. Should be a good day of variety for sure. Spooky fun, paired with incredibly difficult puzzle platforming challenge, right? And I hope you guys are ready. Today is Monday, the 18th of October, 2021. And ladies and gentlemen, today will go down in history as the day that Elden Ring was delayed. That's right. For those who don't know, Elden Ring has been delayed 5 years. It's now scheduled to come out 2026. So I hope that you guys are ready to wait, okay? No, it's not delayed 5 years. It's delayed about a month. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, to be very transparent with all of you, I actually never believed that Elden Ring was coming out in January. That's actually my take, because it's funny, all these past few months, people asking me, are you hyped for Elden Ring? What do you think of Elden Ring? And I've been like, I'm hyped for it. But, I just kind of had this feeling. It was not coming out in January. Because, number one, big games usually don't come out in January. If you take a look historically at the release timing of most video games, January is historically one of the slowest, if not the slowest month of the year. They almost never, ever have big releases then. January always ends up being the date or the month that I end up playing kind of filler games because there's just nothing going on. Usually it's, let's get caught up on things I missed out on during the hardcore gaming season and stuff like that. And when they said it was coming out in January, I was like, but there's nothing else coming out in January. Which would make perfect sense. Now everyone can focus on Elden Ring. And I was like, that shit ain't coming out. I knew it. I just had this feeling, this underlying feeling the whole time. And so, when they announced this morning it was being delayed, I was not shocked at all. Okay? It is being delayed until late February. But there's a slight problem with that. Okay? It's funny because I'm jumping right into the gaming news before we even get to the schedule or whatever because it's basically just such big news. Okay? The problem with all of this right now is very simple. There's just too many fucking games coming out in February. Okay? I've been saying this the last 2 months. I've been saying, man, this busy fall gaming season just doesn't feel like a busy fall gaming season. If you take a look at the games that are coming out and the games that I've been playing, it just doesn't feel like the usual late year of schedule of gaming. I'll give you an example. Let's look at all the games I'm playing right now, okay? Alan Wake Remastered. It's a modern remaster of a game that's 11 years old with modernized graphics, okay? Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. It's a modern collection of games from 20 years ago with modernized graphics. Back 4 Blood. It's the spiritual successor to a game from 11 years ago with modernized graphics and gameplay mechanics. Far Cry 6, the latest installment in a series of games that's been out for the past 15 years that all feel like the same game. You see what I'm saying? I think you understand what I'm getting at here. This is not the busy gaming season that we're used to, right? Usually this time of year, there's ginormous AAA releases, either the continuation of existing giant IPs that were highly anticipated, or game companies are taking risks with new game releases that end up being blockbusters. And where has that occurred, really? It hasn't at all. If you look at the releases the last 1 to 2 months, when normally all this is going on, it's like remaster, re-release, modernization of an old franchise, remaster, re-release. What the fuck? Where's the new games? Right? And then if you actually take a look at the game release schedule for next year, I think you'll realize what actually happened. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read you a summarization of the biggest games of February 2022. February 4th, Dying Light 2. February 18th, Horizon Forbidden West. February 22nd, the major expansion for Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. February 22nd, The King of Fighters 15. February 22nd, the new indie game, Sifu, which is some kind of a unique kung fu style game that apparently is going to have narrative. I look at it and I'm thinking maybe it's kind of like Sleeping Dogs plus with the combat, but it looks really good. February 25th, The New Saints Row. Also February 25th, Elden Ring. Okay? I just described a 3-week period of which there's 7 insanely high-profile new releases in February. That's not all the games coming out in February. That's a quick summary of February. Okay? You understand what I'm getting at now? And take a look at this. Dying Light 2, we've been waiting for that one for a million years. Horizon Forbidden West, oh my god, insane AAA ginormous game. Expansion for Destiny 2, that's huge for people who are fans of that style of game. A new fighting game that's thrown in. An indie game that's thrown in. A new Saints Row, first one in a ridiculously long time. And Elden Ring, arguably the biggest game of that month. So, I mean, what the frick? You know? And this is crazy that they're doing this like this. Okay? I don't know why these game publishers do this. I just don't understand it. Okay? We have January, an entire month, with almost nothing coming out. And guess what? None of the high-profile releases come out in January. Right? None. We will release all the games within 3 weeks. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Okay? Just from a logic perspective. Okay? And you can argue, well, first of all, Elden Ring will not be negatively affected by that. You're likely right. I would argue that Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring will sell like crazy during February, okay? Nothing's going to destroy those two dynamos. Those are two insanely huge franchises that are going to sell like crazy, okay? But when you have all those other games coming out in the same time period, all right, it is absolutely impossible to think that those games are not going to eat into each other's market share. No one is going to be playing 8 new games in 1 month. It's just not possible. Unless you're just sitting around playing games all day, every day, and you have no life. There's no way you can play through that many games in a short period of time. Most people cannot afford that many games in a short period of time, right? And the argument of, oh, well, they're all different genres. I mean, that's correct. You're absolutely right. That doesn't mean people could still play 8, 9 games in 3 weeks, you know? Especially when you're talking about, oh, there's a new fighting game, King of Fighters 15. I'm very excited for that. How the fuck do you have time to play it? A fighting game takes a lot of time investment to learn and adapt. And, you know, how the fuck do you do that when you got all that other shit out there? You know what I mean? It's just insane that these game publishers have chosen this month, February, as the month of insane release. And it used to be October, November, and now it's February. And this is happening, it seems, every year now. For those who don't know, a lot of these companies have a fiscal year that ends in February, March. So what they're essentially doing is they're trying to push out their new releases for the end of their fiscal year so they can slap those earnings on and make it look like they had an insane year when in reality they only sold games at the end of the year. That's what they tried to do. But this is just stupid at this point. I mean, really, this is dumb. This is bone-headed. You cannot release like 10 high-profile releases in 3 weeks and think that people are going to gobble them all up and you're going to make a lot of money. Like I said, if you're Horizon Forbidden West or if you're Elden Ring, those are the two that can basically kind of sit there and say, okay, we got unique enough experiences, giant IPs, we're okay. Everyone else should be scared shitless right now who has a game that's slated for February. In fact, I would go as far to say, looking at like Sifu, that game should just delay right now. It doesn't even matter if the game's ready to release, just delay it. There's no point in releasing that game in February. You are going to ridiculously reduce the amount of people who will play your game at launch if you're releasing it the same time as all those other games. That's dumb. Okay? And I feel bad because you look at some of those, like Sifu looks good. It looks like a game that I would absolutely be interested in and want to play, but not in the middle of a million other AAA releases. You see? Now, you might say, well, if they're all targeting all different audiences, yes, that is, you know, like I said, you got a fighting game. You got a kung fu game that's not really a traditional fighting game. You got an open world exploration style game that's a little bit more casual, more story-oriented in Horizon. You got the hardcore open world exploration experience with Elden Ring. You've got an MMO, obviously, co-op with Destiny 2. You're right, but still, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter. This is just stupid. It needs to be spread out. And these game developers need to stop worrying about the fiscal year at this point. And I know, oh, well, we're a company and they work on this to make money and blah, blah, blah. Enough is enough. No, you cannot do that. It has to be spread out. This fall was their opportunity to have a few of these games come out. None of them were ready, and you can argue it's COVID's fault. Okay, fine. It's COVID's fault that all these games got delayed. They were all supposed to come out this year. They didn't. Okay, I'll accept that. But then, don't release everything at once next year, and then what'll happen is, oh, what a shame that these games didn't do as well as expected, and now the budgets are cut, and the teams are disbanded, because the publisher says, oh, I just didn't bring in the kind of money that we wanted. You know, like Sleeping Dogs, which I just brought up, a game that was outstanding, a game that was unique, a game that was fun as shit, and, oh, it didn't sell up to sales expectations. Why? They fucking sold it in the hardcore gaming season. So it was lost in the shuffle of a million other high-profile games. It didn't sell as much as they wanted, and they disbanded the fucking team, and the team never made another game ever again. So that's what I mean. You can't do that. You can't put talent in a judgmental state, but then release a game that's unique and full of talent in the midst of 10 other games, and then expect that it's the game's fault it didn't sell. No, it's not. It's your fault. You're the game publisher. You're a dumb fuck who didn't understand that the game's landscape needs to be looked at as a big picture rather than just your one individual game. Like, I mean this now. Sifu, King of Fighters, they need to sit down and they need to look at what's going on in February. And if they think they're going to release their games then and they're not going to be affected, that's just ignorance. That's like living in a pipe dream, man. No, people are not going to buy your games if they are going to drop money that month on the giant releases. Doesn't even matter if those games aren't even your genre. It doesn't matter. People have limited time, limited money, limited resources to do things. And in February, there's 2 big games, Horizon and Elden Ring. And everything else is a maybe, or a if I have time for it, or if I have enough money for it. But I know what 2 games I'm playing in February. You see? So, for me, I look at this situation, I'm like, I'm not surprised Elden Ring got delayed at all. I actually expected it. I kind of had this feeling all along they were going to delay this thing. But then I look at February and I'm like, this is just fucking boneheaded. Saints Row? Who the fuck is going to play Saints Row the same day as Elden Ring? Those fucking Saints might as well... they might as well just quit the gang and go become clerks at fucking Walmart. No one is going to give 2 craps about Saints Row when Elden Ring comes out the same day. Seriously. Wow. You want to talk about a game that will be forgotten? Yeah, that's your definition of a game that's not going to be played. It's going to be completely forgotten. All right? So, for me, is it disappointing to see Elden Ring delayed a month? Not really. It doesn't really affect me. I mean, it would have been awesome to have Elden Ring be the only game out in a certain month and be able to focus in on it heavily. But now, it's kind of the opposite situation, right? What other games are now going to be forgotten because Elden Ring's out? And I really hope that these other game publishers now will look at February and say, oh shit, and spread their stuff out. If this means they can release their games a few weeks early, in January, that would be ideal. January is now completely empty for game releases. There is nothing going on. So if a few of these games say, oh, we can actually pull back our release 2-3 weeks, come out in like mid to late January, they'll actually do really well, I feel. That's a sweet spot that really people aren't taking advantage of. January has always been a very, very slow time of the year for games, and I always felt that if good games came out in January, they would do really well sales-wise, but they just never do. So, if any of these game companies could push back their releases and say, oh, we can release a little early, I think they should, or they should just delay a few months. I do not want to see a game, you know what I say, like, of all the games there, Sifu actually worries me the most, because it looks good, and I don't want that game to sell poorly, because they're in the midst of the craziest fucking month ever. You know, that's sad. King of Fighters, that's also kind of worrying, because I had high hopes for that game. I did. And now I don't know if it's going to do well because everyone's going to be playing other games. You know what I mean? Like, King of Fighters is out within 3 days. Elden Ring's out. Who the fuck cares about King of Fighters? Everyone wants to play Elden Ring, right? So, yeah, it worries me. I guess we'll see what happens. Now, the other piece of news that came out this morning is that Elden Ring is going to have a closed network test. Okay? It's going to be across the month of November. Like, I think there's like 5 different sessions that are going to happen. And it's for all 4 major consoles. The Xbox One, the Xbox Series S and X, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 5. Okay? I have registered. I don't know if I'm going to be selected. Even if I'm selected, chances are it is a closed network test. They probably won't let you publicly stream it. You know what I'm saying? It may be, oh, it's actually closed and it's just for testing purposes and they don't want you to be sharing this footage. Or maybe it will be. I don't know. They haven't really said yet. Likely if you get selected for it, then they'll send you all the terms and conditions. And it'll say in there whether or not you could stream, you could capture, etc. But I did sign up for it. It certainly doesn't mean I'm going to be selected. There's no, oh, you are a streamer, so you get priority kind of deal. It doesn't happen. It's going to be, you know, probably just a lottery, I would think. You know. So I guess we'll see how it goes. So that's the morning's news when it comes to game news, by the way. That was pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Get it out of the way because it was the big elephant in the room. Everyone wanted to hear about what's going on with Elden Ring and my thoughts and everything. Okay? By the way, if you guys haven't seen, some gameplay of Elden Ring leaked on the internet, and people have mixed things to say about it. Like, it looks exactly like Dark Souls. Like, no exaggeration, the graphics look like Dark Souls. So I'm not, I'm not too sure how much better or worse the game will be than Dark Souls. If it's just another Dark Souls, I'd actually be happy. But the character can jump, which is so odd, because in the Dark Souls and From Software games, this really has never really been a thing until Sekiro, when you could actually like platform and scale things. But the fact that it looks like Dark Souls, but you can jump, is kind of weird. It looks like the guy has a rocket in his ass. It's so weird, because he looks like a heavy ass knight, and he goes, "Ho!" and he jumps like 40 feet in the air. Like, what the fuck? It's weird. It's like he's a frog or something. So anyway, I don't know. You know, it's a very short leak. And it's only running in a barren area just to show off kind of the jumping mechanics of the game and how different it is from Dark Souls. And I think it's because they wanted to have a more maneuverable character. This game is open world. This game is going to have a lot of traversal. I guess the best way to describe it is it probably will be a combination of the traversal mechanics of Sekiro with the gameplay mechanics of Dark Souls, right? So I guess we'll see. You know, in February, and you know, actually we'll have way more information next month when this test happens and people get their hands on of what the game actually is. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Elden Ring. We got it out of the damn way. Now we can focus in on my stuff. Okay, well, let's get back to reality here, folks. Welcome to the stream and welcome to my gameplay for today. Let's talk about what we're doing today. It is the continuation of Alan Wake Remastered here on the stream. We are entering episode 5. Now, if I am remembering correctly, back 11 years, which obviously it's a little hard for me to remember a game I've only played 11 years ago, episode 5 is when all hell breaks loose. Okay? I don't want to spoil for those of you who have not played the game or seen a playthrough of it before. But episode 5, if I remember correctly, was actually my favorite episode of the entirety of the game. All right. And in reality, if this had been, if I'm remembering correctly, if this had been like the finale of the game, I actually think it actually would have been better. But if I remember correctly, what ends up happening is, the game is really good in episode 5, but then there's another episode to the finale of the game, and episode 6 kind of drags on and gets annoying. To the point where it's like, oh man, I wish the game would have just ended. I don't know why it's dragging on like this, you know? So, we'll see how it goes. If I remember correctly, today should be fun. Today should actually be like a really exciting gameplay session of Alan Wake Remastered. If, again, I'm remembering correctly. So let's see. Again, favorite parts of the game, exciting stuff happening, spooky stuff happening. Basically, all hell breaks loose. And I'm excited to be playing through this with you guys again. 11 years later, right? So, thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. I hope please, join me for the fun today. And, I hope that you will enjoy the stream, the spooky vibes of Alan Wake Remastered here on the stream, okay? Later tonight, it's the conclusion, the continuation of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Last time that I played this game, it kicked my ass. I only beat like 2-3 stages. I was stuck on this stage almost permanently. Like, it was like over an hour. I couldn't beat it, the stupid 8 bracelet stage. Since then, I'm not even kidding you, people have written me information and trying to help me to beat this stage. Because I really don't want to have to skip it to keep playing the game. But at the very same time, it really seems to me like the 8 bracelet stage requires you to sit there and practice endlessly to beat it. The issue that I have with the Super Monkey Ball collection here is that if you don't have a background in it, if you've never played a game in this franchise or whatever, really every stage feels like a whole new game. Like 8 bracelets, I've never even used the physics and shit in 8 bracelets that I had to use to beat it. Every other stage has been completely different than this. So that's what I kind of feel like. It doesn't even matter. Like some games, you play them, and the more you play them, the better you get at them. By the end, you're tackling all these crazy challenges. In this game, it doesn't feel like that at all. It's like every stage is completely unique, so you're starting from scratch, and if you're just not good at one of them, you're fucked. You see? So let's see what happens tonight with Monkey Ball. I hope I can beat this stage relatively quickly, and we can move on, because people are saying that the rest of Chapter 7, I think there's only 1 or 2 stages left, and then Chapter 8 is still pretty challenging. And then after that, it kind of evens out and becomes more easy later on. Which is kind of silly that it's not the hardest stuff at the end. Doesn't really make much sense, does it? Anyway. Monkey Ball tonight. Excuse me. 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys will join me for the puzzle fun and, of course, the zaniness, the rage. You know I'm going to be stressed out trying to beat the damn thing. It should be a good time. And I hope that I can beat it and move on to other stages. Please, Lord. Let me stop getting stuck on this one, right? Okay, tomorrow, Tuesday, is the continuation of Far Cry 6. I'm having a lot of fun with this game recently. We just finished up the first area of the island and moved on to the second major plot line. So now I'm in new areas, new plot lines, new characters. And I'm looking forward to more to that tomorrow and continuing on with that, okay? Then, tomorrow night, more Lost Judgment. And if you were here for last night's Lost Judgment stream, you were in for a treat. We had a good major chunk of story, finally. Good progression. I was very pleased with how it's going now. The story's opening up. We got more questions going on. You're trying to figure out, get to the bottom of the mystery. And I'm looking forward to more of that tomorrow night. Okay? Then on Wednesday, it's the final consecutive streaming day of the week for me. Back 4 Blood will conclude its story-based campaign. I have 2 more stages to go, I think. And then in Act 3, and then the finale of Act 4. So that could take the entirety of the stream. I don't know. Actually, this game ramped up its difficulty when I played it yesterday. I thought I was going to beat the whole story. Nope. Each stage was taking like a half an hour to 45 minutes to beat. So I did not get through the story, but I should finish it on Wednesday. If I do finish it earlier on Wednesday, then we'll switch over to the PvP mode, also known as Swarm mode, where you can either play as the survivors or the zombies and go at each other. That should be a good time as well. So that will be kind of the conclusion of my main gameplay of Back 4 Blood. After that, I'll be looking to schedule in a session where I do some co-op with members, where they team up with me and we actually try to take on the veteran difficulty of the campaign of the game, using all the cards and unlocks that we've done over our own runs to try to survive in a much harder setting. So that should be fun too, but that'll be probably next week at some point, okay? All right, and then Wednesday night, yes, more Monkey Ball. And if we actually get past the harder stages, say like tonight, then maybe we'll kind of be in the home stretch of Monkey Ball on Wednesday night. I'm not sure. I'm off from streaming on Thursday. And I return on Friday. On Friday, it is a new release that is perfect for October. It is the Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes, the latest game from the Dark Pictures Anthology. So far, we've had Man of Medan, which was kind of meh. And then we had Little Hope last year, which was outstanding. I really enjoyed Little Hope. So now I'm curious, what will the next game be? How good will House of Ashes be this coming Friday? We'll find out together. The horror begins on Friday. I hope you guys will join me. Every year now I play these games, and it's a really great time. Like, Little Hope was really good last year, and I can't wait for House of Ashes starting on Friday. So, Friday, Saturday will be Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes. We'll also have some Street Fighter Friday night. Saturday night will be more Lost Judgment. And then this week we'll be continuing on with all the games, likely wrapping up the campaign / story of Alan Wake Remastered. Will I be playing the DLCs? I'm not sure. I might not, or I might hold off on them and play them a little later because November is actually looking like a very slow month, so maybe it makes more sense to do them maybe like early November. And I'll be continuing on with Far Cry 6, of course. And, of course, like I said, Back 4 Blood, looking to do like a co-op stream or two. Next week, the final week of October, okay, is Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I'm on the fence about this one, and here's why. The story looks good. The writing and the story and everything actually looks pretty entertaining. But everything I've seen of the gameplay of Guardians of the Galaxy looks like shit. It does. It does not look good at all. It looks boring. It looks like it's going to be grindy combat. It doesn't look unique at all in that regard. But anyone who's seen, you know, the gameplay trailers and stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy, right? It just looks bad. It looks like, wow, I really want to experience the story of Guardians. It looks like it's going to be fun and quirky and good, and the writing is similar to either the comics or the movies. And then the combat starts, you're like, oh, God, you got to, like, ugh. And I feel like that's what it's going to be. Wow, the story's great. Oh, no, we got, like, an hour of grindy combat segment. So I'm kind of on the fence about Guardians right now. I might skip it to focus in, and like I said, maybe we'll do the DLCs for Alan Wake. You know, maybe we'll do other stuff. Maybe that makes more sense, rather than jumping into another game that may not be so good, you know? And it's so weird, too, because it wasn't even announced till like 2 months ago. No one even knew the game was in development. And all of a sudden, the game's like about to be released in a week. It's funny, no one is talking about this game online either. No one. There's no buzz about it at all. It just seems like a game that maybe at one point was going to be hyped, but it took too long to come out, and now people just don't really care about it. You know? So, yeah, I'm very strongly considering skipping it at this point and just focusing in on other stuff. I mean, let's be honest here. I know there's games that you guys want to see me play. One of them in particular that I skipped was Metroid Dread. And you guys have said, man, I really hope you'll eventually play Metroid Dread. I probably will. And if the case of the matter is, you know, that late October into early November, if there's not much going on in the realm of new releases, we'll probably just finish up the stuff I'm doing and then maybe play Metroid Dread. You see? Maybe that makes a lot more sense than playing a Guardians of the Galaxy game that's going to be subpar and you guys don't really care about. But let's talk about that in a week, okay? Okay. Alright, I'm just trying to think, are there any other odds and ends schedule-wise that I want to cover? Probably not. So, guys, it's the home stretch for you guys to vote for games for the Halloween event coming up, the Halloween Marathon. That poll will continue this week, but likely will end up closing up during the weekend, and then we'll figure out what games are being played. Currently, the games in the lead are the original Silent Hill, alright, on PlayStation 1, Condemned Criminal Origins, which I can play on the Xbox Series X, as well as Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, which I'd have to buy, but it's only like $7, so it's not a big deal. Okay? There's still an opening for one more game because the Halloween Marathon event is 4 games, and I have an idea of what I want to do, but I'm not going to spoil. But I have an idea for what I want to do for the 4th game for good variety. Okay? Stretch. So, please keep voting. But in addition to that, please vote on the kind of costume you want to see me play. You want to see me wear during the event. And next weekend, okay, I will put up a poll, a new poll. This will be the final poll for the Halloween Marathon event, where you guys will be voting on the kind of cuisine that I'm going to try for the live episode of Feasting with the King that will actually take place during that marathon event. Okay? Should be interesting to see what you guys vote for. I'm going to try to get cuisines you've never seen me eaten before. Like things that I can order something completely different from the norm of stuff that I would eat. Try it out for the first time here live on stream. Okay? So, exciting stuff coming up in the regards to the Halloween event. In fact, this coming Thursday, which is my day off, I'll be buying my Halloween costume. Yes. Finally, I'll be setting up and ready for the Halloween Marathon. Okay? By the way, the Halloween Marathon is on Halloween. It's going to feature a variety of 4 different games that I'm going to play during the course of the stream. I'll be in costume the entirety of the stream as well. And there'll be a live episode of Feasting with the King. So, all that stuff during the live event, and I hope you guys will join me for it on Halloween itself, okay? Excellent. All right. That covers all of that, my friends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an independent content creator. What that means is that I do not have any sponsorships or partnerships with anybody. I don't have any responsibility to answer to anyone besides you guys, my viewers, right? Because of this, because I don't rely on income from outside sources. It allows me to be completely honest and transparent with all of you when I stream. I'm never going to be kissing a game's butt because I'm getting paid to do so. I'm never going to be advertising or shilling for something because I don't get paid to do so. You know, I am, just like you guys, a gamer at heart, a lifelong gamer. This has always been my hobby, and now it's my job, and I can be honest with you guys whenever I play a game and let you know my honest opinion about what I'm saying and doing and how I'm experiencing a game live on stream with all of you. I also love the fact that we have a social experience where there's interaction during the streams. Ever since I became an interactive streamer, this has become, you know, such an awesome job for me because I enjoy every moment of it. I really do enjoy hanging out with you guys every single day, okay? For over 13 years, you guys have told me you appreciate the fact that I make content like this and I'm not doing paid stuff because you like the fact that you can trust everything I say and do on my streams. You know my opinions are true and not some, you know, advertisement. That's awesome. But you got to understand, guys, that because I am independent like that, I rely on your crowdfunding support to make ends meet and make a living. It is you guys directly supporting me during the live streams that allow me to continue to do what I love. So thank all of you for your ongoing support when it comes to my content. I really do appreciate that. And thank you in advance to anyone who goes above and beyond being a standard stream viewer and supports the streams today. That being said, let's talk about ways that you guys can support the streams, right? First of all, you can become a channel member by joining the channel. What do you get if you become a channel member? First of all, you get a highlighted name in chat. You get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter. You don't have to abide by the slow rules of the chat, slow mode rules, which means you can only talk every 10 seconds. You can actually talk as much as you want if you're a member. And you get all my emotes. Okay? In addition to that, members get exclusive access and priority for events. Last month, many members had their question answered on Ask the King, my bi-monthly Q&A show, simply because they were members. This month, you guys get priority access to nominate and vote on the games that are happening during the Halloween event. Pretty cool, right? And as I stated, I'm planning on doing maybe a stream or two of co-op with members in Back 4 Blood. And these kind of special priority features will continue for those who are channel members here. By the way, becoming a channel member here is cheaper than it ever was over on Twitch, and I get more of a cut of it. So please, if you've not considered becoming a channel member yet, please do. We actually have monthly goals in effect for memberships. If we get 325 members this month, I'm going to be doing a special nighttime event where we're going to jump on Amazon together and order a new hat live for my streams. We get to look at hats together and judge and pick a good one, okay? If we get 350 members this month, I'm bringing back the Viewer's Choice special event where you guys nominate and vote on a game for me to play as a full playthrough during live streams. And previous events have been really amazing. Games like Super Mario Sunshine, Sonic 06, the Persona franchise, the Yakuza franchise. We just did Fallout New Vegas, the amazing lengthy playthrough of the summer. We also just did Danganronpa V3, right? These were all Viewer's Choice event playthroughs, you see? So please, if you have not become a member, please become a member. We still have a little under 2 weeks left in the month. If we do get a rallying of memberships, we can hit these goals and get some special rewards, okay? Very nice. Now, another way that you can support the channel would be to do a super chat or a super sticker. These are ways that you can actually contribute directly to YouTube itself. And if you do that, you get a highlighted message in the chat, okay? If you either become a member or do a super chat or a super sticker, these are ways that you can support the health and the ongoing channel long term, you see? Behind the scenes, I get, you know, support from that kind of income about once a month, but it takes a while to process. Those things they basically, you know, have to process through YouTube. And once a month, I get a payment from YouTube for all of those things that you do to support me behind the scenes like that, okay? Now, if you want to be more upfront about supporting me, if you want to help me in the biggest way possible, then please tip me during a live stream. When you tip me during a live stream, there's two positive benefits that I get from that. The first is I get those funds immediately for important things like paying bills, like going grocery shopping, getting supplies for my cat Jasper, going to dinner with my wife, paying taxes, paying all these things behind the scenes. All those daily things, those expenses get paid by tips. Okay? But in addition to that, when you tip me, I get more of a portion of what you're sending me than in any other contribution method. So I'll give you some perspective here. Whenever you're contributing to an online content creator of any type, all right, there's a middleman. And that middleman is taking a cut. It doesn't matter if it's on Twitch or YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's PayPal or another crowdfunding method. However you crowdfund someone, someone gets a cut of that, okay? When you tip me, I get more of that tip you're sending me than other methods of contribution, okay? Now, I'm not saying that memberships don't help. Of course they do. Super Chat, Super Stickers, they're incredibly helpful. But if you tip me, I get more of what you're sending me, you see? So please consider tipping. If you have not, tipping is the best way to be supportive here on the streams. All right, you could tip either by looking at the description of the stream. There's a link, or you could type !tip into the stream chat to get that link yourself. All right? And because tips are so important, I have reward tiers in place for tips. Okay? First tier is $50. If you raise $50 of tips today, I'll put on my pair of Gunner glasses. All right? If you raise $100 of tips today, I'll put on a hat of your choice. Now, today is Alan Wake. It is the new release. I am wearing headphones, so the hat selection is a little limited to either camo, digital, or the fake hair hat. It would be great. Yesterday, we didn't have a hat at all day long, so it would be great if we could hit that reward goal today. Now, if we hit the full tips goal of $150, then I'll put on a vest of your choice, and the vest is completely your choice, but it will be the 4 most selected vests, which means the red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold, okay? So please consider contributing in a way that you choose, whatever you want. It's all appreciated. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth, that's for sure. But tips are absolutely preferred. Thank you in advance to anyone who contributes in any way, okay? Okay. All right, so some shout-outs now for people who have contributed, okay? Our first shout-out is on the YouTube side, and this is from, oh, hold on, it's refreshing, Monty EH, who did a $20 super chat. So what up, Phil? What is going on, Monty? Thank you very much. Let's get this, let us... Let me see here. Here we go. It wasn't working. There we go. Monty, wait, what was it? Monty AH? No, Monty EH. There we go. Monty EH. Okay. Thank you, Monty EH, for the first super chat of the day. Appreciate that. Oops. What did I just click? Ugh. What is this? I'm misclicking on something. I'm not sure what I'm clicking on. I don't know. Okay, I clicked off of it. So thank you, Monty, for the first super chat of the day. I appreciate that. Get you up on the leaderboard. Okay. And then we received the first tip of the day is from Shadow Wolf 344. Let's get Shadow Wolf up on the leaderboard. $5 tip. The question they asked me is about fast food. Oh boy. So Shadow Wolf says, oh my god, excuse me, I can't stop burping. Shadow Wolf says, I'm curious, do you prefer Burger King or McDonald's? Okay. You know, some people would just joke about this. I'll answer honestly. It depends. Depends on what I'm feeling like, and it depends on what I get. So I'll give you some elaboration. Okay? When I was growing up, I never ate McDonald's. I'm serious about this. I didn't eat McDonald's. The only time I had McDonald's was Halloween time. We would go by and get the like apple pies and stuff, because sometimes I would get those coupons. Trick-or-treating. You'd actually get a coupon for an apple pie at McDonald's instead of like candy. So we'd go to McDonald's and get like the apple pies and stuff that I got with the coupons. But outside of that, I did not eat McDonald's as a kid. I only ate Burger King. My mom was under the impression that Burger King being flame broiled as opposed to being full-on fried food at McDonald's was better. Okay, I don't know if there's any truthfulness to that. I don't know if the burgers at Burger King are healthier than those at McDonald's, but my mom thought they were. Okay, so as a kid, I only ate at Burger King. And my mom and I used to go to Burger King all the time. My dad would be at work, and my mom and I would have a day out together. And we would go to Burger King together. Excuse me. And I would get a meal that used to be kids' meals. It would be like a cheeseburger kids' meal. Later on, as I started getting older, I wanted the double bacon cheeseburger and stuff like that. Which, of course, was not healthy for you, but hey, it was good. It tasted great. Okay? So, I didn't eat at McDonald's, all right, for a very long time. When I got much older, like I'm talking like teen years, into my early 20s, that's actually when I started eating at McDonald's. Not to say that I ever ate consistently at McDonald's. I never did, okay? But the things that I like at McDonald's are the single cheeseburgers. I think it's a cute little cheeseburger. You know, it's got your little burger patty, your ketchup, your mustard, your pickles, and your diced onions with a piece of cheese on the little bun. I think it tastes pretty good, honestly. I do. I feel like the combination of condiments and veggies with the burger tastes decent. The burger itself tastes terrible. If you just ate the patty, it would be gross. But having all that other stuff with it, I think it actually tastes pretty good. Okay? So, the single cheeseburger from McDonald's I like. I also like their quarter pounder with cheese. If it's made properly, and they don't just fucking make a mess of it or slap it together, the quarter pounder actually has some seasoning and stuff to it. So I actually feel like it's pretty good. Again, the quarter pounder has good condiments too. It's like, you know, ketchup, mustard, pickles, actual sliced up onions that they put on there, stuff like that, instead of just lettuce, you know. So I like the quarter pounder, okay? Things I don't like at McDonald's anymore, but I used to. I used to really like their chicken nuggets, but then they changed the chicken nuggets from dark meat to white meat, and then over the last, like, 10 years, they ruined the chicken nuggets where they're pretty much flavorless, and they don't taste like anything. Half the time, there's not even much meat in a chicken nugget. I think they're disgusting now, but they used to be really good. I used to always get them with sweet and sour sauce, and now I never get them anymore because they're terrible. One thing I absolutely hate at McDonald's is the fries. I think McDonald's fries fucking suck. Even if you get them fresh, they're not that great. But good luck ever getting McDonald's fries fresh. Seriously. Usually you get them, they've been sitting under the heat lamp forever. They're like rocks. I just hate McDonald's fries. I've always thought that other places did better. Okay? So what do I like at McDonald's? The single cheeseburgers, the quarter pounder. That's about it. Over time, they've had things that were good, but then they phased them out. Like they used to have this thing called a snack wrap, which was basically like a chicken tender wrapped in a tortilla with some cheese and ranch sauce and lettuce. I thought that was good. They don't have that anymore. Over the years, they've had good chicken sandwiches that they don't have anymore. They phased them out. They used to have like a crispy chicken sandwich on this like special roll with like lettuce, tomato, cheese, bacon, ranch sauce. They don't have it anymore. They keep changing their chicken, and it's always bad now. I haven't had anything good like chicken-wise at McDonald's in like over a decade. Okay? So, that's my take on McDonald's. Now, Burger King. Personally, I think that the Whopper at Burger King is a staple burger in American fast food that always will be consistent. Since, you know, the 1990s up to now, you can order the Whopper. You know what you're getting. It's pretty consistently the same level of good. Meaning you get the same big-ass, you know, beef patty, a ton of condiments. You get your lettuce, your tomato, your pickles, your onions, ketchup, mayo. You know you're getting a million things on a Whopper, you know. So I've always liked the Whopper, and I also love the charred flavor that you get on a Burger King burger. From what I'm gonna understand, people say it's not even real. Some people are like, you know, they paint that on or something. I'm like, I don't know what they do. I just know it tastes better. Like the meat, if you just eat the meat of the burger at Burger King versus the meat of McDonald's, the meat at Burger King has a char flavor to it that's good. You taste nothing. McDonald's tastes like nothing, really. The meat is like a side thing to everything else on the sandwich, while it's actually a good feature of the sandwich at Burger King. Okay. As for everything else at Burger King, it's kind of hit or miss. It depends. Like sometimes I like their onion rings, and other times I get them and I think the onion rings are gross. But the onion rings I think are better than fries. So I think that going to Burger King, getting the onion ring option is better than being stuck at eating shitty fast food fries. The original chicken sandwich has been a staple they've had forever, but personally, I think that it's too dry. I've never really liked the original chicken sandwich. Burger King is another company that over the years, they keep changing their chicken, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's absolutely terrible. Personally, I used to have this one. It was called the Tender Crisp, And I actually thought that the Tender Crisp was a great sandwich. Then they did away with it. Okay? They did away with it. So then they bring back a million other ones, or they do a billion other ones that I don't like. Okay? So personally at Burger King, I like the Whopper and I like onion rings. Okay? So if you're saying directly comparing the two, what's better? The single cheeseburgers at McDonald's and the quarter pounder with cheese versus the Whopper and onion rings, I would go to Burger King and I would get the Whopper and onion rings way more often than I would go to McDonald's. Every once in a while I get a craving for McDonald's and I want to go grab a few of those little things, but I really don't go nuts for it or anything. I would much rather eat the Whopper over anything at McDonald's any day of the week. Okay? And even saying, even with the terrible experience I had at Burger King with the absolutely disgusting, vomit-inducing, pus-covered chicken sandwich, I still would go there and get a Whopper because the Whopper is consistently good. Okay? Sambuca 2020 to the $1.50 saying, why did your mods ban me? I guess I'll watch on replay later tonight. This is a great part of Alan Wake. Enjoy. You're not banned. You got timed out. You got timed out because you were bringing up drama in the chat, which is against the rules. You were timed out appropriately for it. And now you're back. So you're not timed out. You're still here. Relax. I swear some people overreact, man. Some people just fucking overreact. Okay. Oh, hold on. Monty EH did another $10 super chat. Thank you, Monty. He says, you ever tried the Baconator at Wendy's? Yeah, I hate it. The Baconator is disgusting. It's way too much bacon. But let me put it this way. When I eat a good burger, I want to taste the burger, but I also want a good combination of the flavors of the other things on said burger. So if I bite into a Whopper and I'm tasting the lettuce and tomato with some onion and some pickle with the burger, and you know what I mean? That's a good combination to me. The Baconator, when you bite into it, all you taste is salt. It's like you might as well take a salt shaker and just fucking unscrew the lid and suck it in your mouth. Because that's exactly what the Baconator tastes like. It's disgusting. It's way too much salty meat. All in, it's like, oh, God. And then you feel, I mean, I'll be honest, I've had it maybe twice. Okay? Maybe twice. The 2 times I ate it, okay, I felt sick. Like, I'm not lying. I would eat it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I ate that fucking thing. I just don't feel good after eating that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Now, you know what is feasible is the Baconator. Isn't it like the Baconator Junior or whatever? Whatever the small version of it is a lot better because it's way less bacon and way less meat. It's more digestible in that form. It's still not good. It's just more... I can stomach the junior version. I can't fucking do the real Baconator. That thing is absolutely disgusting. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's called Son of Baconator. That's what it's called. Yes. I can eat a Son of Baconator. I still don't like it, but I can eat it. I can't eat the regular Baconator. There you go. TX Shooter did a super chat and says, do you like Arby's? Well, you know, much like everywhere else, there's things I like at Arby's. There's things I don't like at Arby's. I think their curly fries are good sometimes, but sometimes I've gotten them and they're absolutely disgusting. Like, if they're too greasy or, like again, overcooked in the heat lamp, then they're like rocks. I don't like that. They're like gross. I personally, I like the beef and cheddar. I think it's a good sandwich, but again, it has to be made correctly. I've had beef and cheddars that were dead on delicious. You know, it's a good amount of beef balanced with that sweet onion sauce stuff they put on there, and then the cheddar sauce is good. And then I've had ones where it was just like, oh my God, they fucking disgusting. You know, they slop the shit on there. It's completely it's soaked in it. I'm like, dude, this is nasty shit, you know. I used to, when I was younger, I used to like Arby's because Arby's had deli sandwiches that other places didn't have. When I used to work in the mall when I was a teenager, they actually had this this unique chicken sandwich. It was like sliced chicken breast with lettuce and some kind, I can't remember the condiments that came with it. It was like cheese and lettuce and something else. It was a really good sandwich because it was on like deli style bread. And they still have some stuff. I think they still have the turkey sandwich like that. Market Fresh, I think they call it. But they used to have a lot more variety of stuff. And then they kind of reduced their menu down to just have like heavy meats and shit. I also used to like their chicken cordon bleu sandwich but I think they changed that over the years. I think they still have the oh god. They have a chicken sandwich with like this honey mustard that I used to really like too. But in general, going to Arby's, probably I would grab a beef and cheddar sandwich with just some of the curly fries. And that's pretty good. But it's not something I would get all the time. It's every once in a while if you're in a craving for like roast beef, you go to Arby's. But that's about it. I'm not crazy. Like Arby's now has these insane sandwiches that's like fucking crazy brisket and shit. It's like, I'm not going to fast food to eat brisket. If I want to eat brisket, I'll go to a real barbecue place and get actually good quality. You know, I'm not going to get fast food brisket. You see? Weird shit. But anyway, there used to be an Arby's right down the road from where I lived here. And so, you'll notice, the first few years that I lived in Washington State, Arby's was actually a staple place that I would do DSP Tries It. I would try all their new sandwiches and product. And then all of a sudden, they closed, come to find out that Arby's had multiple health code violations. The management staff was not doing a good job at all of making sure that the employees were doing proper health procedures and things. They were apparently serving bad food and shit, and people were getting sick, and they got reported multiple times, and then they got actually closed down. They lost the license, and the Arby's got closed, and it was closed for like 2 years, and now they recently just became a Mexican place called Alberto's Jr., which is insanely good. Like, over-the-top, crazy good Mexican food. Giant burritos and shit. It's like crazy good food. So, I'd much rather have Alberto's Jr. than the Arby's that was there before. So, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've gotten through all of your questions and contributions, right? You know, I have to agree with Christopher Black here. So here I am. People are asking me questions about fast food. I'm answering, right? Immediately, whenever someone brings up fast food, they have to bring up Wings of Redemption. All right, listen, guys. I'm going to say something now. Stop it. Number one, this is not Wings of Redemption stream. This is my stream. Okay? Sitting here talking about the guy, and especially the way you guys talk about him, it's not like you're talking about him in a flattering way. You guys are bringing him up and basically insulting him and saying fucked up stuff about him. I'm going to call bullshit now. You got to stop with this. It's not right. This guy's not here. He has nothing to do with the content on my streams. People ask legitimate questions. I'm answering them fine. Oh, let's take this time now to sit here and insult Wings of Redemption. Why? Why do you... Honest question. What pleasure do you get out of shooting at the easy targets? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you gotta be here and be like that to this guy? What did he fucking do to you? Did he personally, like... Did he piss in your Wheaties? Like, what did he do that you gotta come and insult other content creators and people like that in my chat? I mean it. Like, that's fucked up. Why do you gotta do that? Oh, they're just memes. Well, they're harmful memes, so I don't care that they're just memes. They're harmful memes. I don't want them. I don't want people in here constantly insulting Wings. That's fucked up. What did the guy ever do to you? Nothing. So shut the fuck up about him. If you don't have a good thing to say about him, then don't fucking say anything about him. Be a fucking mature adult instead of acting like a little shit kid who just wants to piss on someone constantly because they think they can get away with it because you're doing it in my chat rather than his. No. Fucking stop it. Stop trying to make fun of the guy and stop insulting him. It's messed up. And that's, you guys might say, oh, well, we're not insulting Phil, so it's okay. It's still toxic behavior. You're still bringing negative toxic behavior to someone's stream. Whether it's not, you're insulting the direct person who's streaming, doesn't make a difference. If you came in here and you crapped on anyone publicly over and over, I'd be upset with it. You gotta fucking stop with this shit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be on my stream doing positive stuff and I look down, people are insulting Wings. I don't want that anymore. You know? And by the way, I don't like Wings. I don't dislike Wings. I don't know anything about him. I don't fucking care about the guy. I don't want to hear about him anymore. How about that? How about this? Stop fucking bringing him up. Because it seems like 9 times out of 10, it's always something negative. It's always something insulting to him, disgusting about him. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about what he said and did. I don't want to see you insult him. I'm going to tell you this. If you're here to talk about Wings, fuck off. Leave the stream. Don't come back. I'm tired of you guys insulting him at this point. Like, I've only put up with it for 5 straight years. I think it's enough time that you guys can fucking move on from the shit. All right? No. You're not here to sit here and insult Wings and take shots at him in this chat because you think this is not his chat. You can get away with it. Just stop it right now or you're out of here. Okay. BattleDuck 9000 has tipped me $10. Thank you so much, BattleDuck. He says, something that caught my attention after that time that you were surprised in Europe, we call chicken burgers as opposed to chicken sandwiches in the U.S. At the local KFC establishment here, they list their chicken fillet burgers in a burger menu. See, that's crazy. It seems to me in Europe, you guys have completely different terminology. That's not a burger. A burger is just, okay, hold on. To us in the United States, when you say burger, everyone thinks beef patty. That's what a burger is to us, a beef patty. Now, there's some exceptions. You can call it a chicken burger, but do you know what a chicken burger is? It's not what you're thinking. It's actually a patty made of chicken meat that looks like a hamburger. There's also turkey burgers. Is that just a giant turkey breast on a piece of bread? No, it's turkey meat ground up, much like ground beef, and formed into a patty served like a hamburger. That's what we call burger. We don't call every sandwich a burger over here. So it blows me away because you guys apparently do. Like, you have completely different terminology than what we call food over here. It's totally different. For you to say, oh, a chicken sandwich, that's like a breaded chicken breast on bread is a burger. That's what? That's not even close. That's not even what the terminology means. But I guess, you know, things are different in different locations of the world. The words end up meaning different things, and this is just one of those situations. You know, this is just one of those situations where, you know, we mean completely different things. Even though we're saying the same words and stuff, it means different depending on where you come from, I guess. Huh. But yeah, that's why you know what? What's got to be weird is those of you who don't live in the United States, but you've watched my DSP Tries It series for years. Every chicken sandwich, you were probably like, oh, it's a burger. Why doesn't he call it that? And it's because we don't. It's not what we call it here. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else to bring up? Or shall we go on our break of the stream? For those who don't know, I go on a brief break between the stream, or between the pre-stream and the actual gameplay content of the stream, so that we can rejuvenate a bit. I use the restroom, and, you know, and then we come back and have a good time together with some games. Battle Duck says, I think the local chain is obviously licensed under KFC and not actually run by anyone from the U.S. Aha. Squishy says, Hot Wheels Unleashed gets Street Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Batman DLC. Would it spark interest? No. I don't care about Hot Wheels. When I was, you know, this is interesting. A lot of kids, when they're growing up, they play with the little cars, Hot Wheels. I never did. I didn't care about that stuff. I was into action figures and stuff like that. I never cared about cars, vehicles. I was never into that at all. A lot of my friends were. A lot of my friends had Hot Wheels collections and stuff. Not me. I don't know what it was. I was just never into it. I didn't care. So, yeah, for me, like, it's just not interesting to me. So when you say, oh, there's a Hot Wheels game out and it's actually good, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, for me, it just never has piqued my interest. Anything to do with cars or vehicles or anything like that is kind of meh. Okay. Intoxicated vet, you can stop worrying. There's no water running in my bathroom. I don't know what it is people just completely make shit up and blow shit out of proportion. There is no running water going in my bathroom that can't be stopped. I don't know who told you that. It's not true. It's not true in any way, shape, or form. People are out of their minds. Seriously, there's no running. Oh my God, Phil has constant running water in his bathroom that's not stopping, and he's not dealing with it. No, actually, no. That's completely false. I don't know who said that. It's not true, and I never said that either. Right? Sherry says you couldn't get the water to stop. Wrong. I said yes. I got the water to stop. The problem was the valve broke in the wall, and I had to kind of fuck with it, but I got it to stop. I don't know who's telling you that I couldn't get water to stop. It's completely false. It's not true at all. It didn't happen. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, guys. All right. I think it's time for a break. Right? I think it's time for a break. Shall we? Let's take a break. When we come back from break, Alan Wake Remastered, Episode 5. in my opinion, the best episode of the game. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. All right, should be a good time. Thank you in advance, everyone, for chilling with me on the stream. It should be a good one. Okay, let us continue, my friends. I shall come back shortly with Alan Wake Remastered. Sound good? All right, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Thanks.